Hello. Oh wait, I was told I'm supposed to talk in the mic. I'm really loud, so you can probably hear me anyways, but I'm supposed to talk over here to the mic. Nancy, is this good? Yeah, am I trying? I'm working on it, girl. And I'm trying not to talk so hard. I'm trying to talk lighter.
Oh, to be softer?
I'm trying. She said, be soft. You probably talk soft too, like you're...
No.
No, you probably don't talk soft at all. Well, no, maybe every now and again, but
no.
Yeah, no, it doesn't happen. Well, we're just messing around. We have just a minute, letting people pop on, and we're gonna talk today about boobs. Yeah!
Taking a short break from the poop conversation to talk about boobs, all the important facets of what we do here with natural health care. So we have some really, really awesome stuff to go through today. We're going to be talking about thermography and mammograms and the fact that we're coming up on my least favorite promotional month of the year. We'll go through a few of those things too. So we have a special guest today that we will introduce in just a second, but we'll give people a few more minutes or about 30 more seconds to jump on.
So tonight, just so everybody is very, very clear, Amanda is excited for me to tell you that tonight, Justin Timberlake is going to be in Lexington, and guess where we're going?
We're going.
We're going to go see
but
him.
Nobody told you don't get to go now.
It's going to be awesome! Timberlake's the man. I don't care if you like him or not like him. It's an entertainer. That's an entertainer.
He's pretty awesome.
He's just amazing.
He's pretty awesome.
So I think it's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time.
An awesome time.
I'll put a video on Facebook.
I'm sure you will.
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
For those of us sitting at home.
That you can watch, you can partake.
You can see
it. Hello, everybody that's on. Miss Amber Canoy, hi. We're going to see Justin Timberlake, Amber. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be good.
All right.
I guess it's good. So
Amber would be more excited if it was like Burkini Country or something like that.
Yeah, well, it's Justin Timberlake, okay? So, well, today we are going to talk, like we said, about boobs. We got done with our poop segments, and today it's time to talk about boobs. Switch gears, switch subjects. So we have a special guest here, Miss Becky.
Yep.
Hello, Becky.
Hi.
Say hi to Miss Becky.
Hi.
And Becky is from Patient Choice Ultrasound and Thermography.
And thermography, yes.
And that's the big part there, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Becky and I were just taking a few minutes and kind of getting ready for this, and both of us were laughing because October's right around the corner, and it is like our least favorite month because it's pink ribbons and flu shots everywhere. Those are like my two least favorite things on the entire planet, and so we're kind of joking about that. So I want her to kick off with that this is really their season to teach you guys a better way to take care of your health and your body and your boobs that has nothing to do with those pink ribbons.
Absolutely. So it is Pink Ribbon Month, and a lot of women don't realize that they have so many choices when it comes to breast health. You're only told and trained one specific way, and there's only one specific thing that is needed, and it's a mammogram. And though I am not completely anti-mammogram, I think they have their place for certain people. But there are a lot of people who come to me, a lot of women who say, what can I do? I don't want the compression, I don't want the radiation exposure, or they have a lump and they're concerned that compressing it is going to rupture, or they have breast implants. And those can rupture, absolutely, with compression.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Absolutely, and I've seen it happen. So, or seen clients that it's happened to. So it's not a good thing. So with thermography, it is completely non-invasive. So what that means is when women come to me to do a breast thermogram, there's no radiation, and there is no compression. And that's usually when people ask me, what do you do? And I say, oh, I'm a clinical thermographer. They're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, I do breast screenings without radiation or compression. They're like, oh, okay, now you have me. Okay, now I'm in.
That sounds way better.
So I lead with that now. I screen breasts without radiation or compression, and that is very exciting. So that's what I do. I do a body as well, but primarily, especially this time of year, it is mainly breast screening with zero radiation or zero compression.
Yeah. So tell me why you think women don't know that that's an option, because I know a lot of people that I talk to, they don't think it's offered locally, they don't think it's an option, or they think that it's a really hard to find kind of thing. I mean, it's pretty accessible, right?
It is, and I've been screening here in Lexington for almost 10 years.
Awesome.
So I've been part of Patient Choice now since January, so I'm super excited about that. It's a great place. But yes, it's here, and it has been FDA approved since 1984.
Oh, wow.
So it's been used years before that, long time. But since 1984, the FDA stepped up and said, yes, okay, there's enough evidence to show thermography is great, and it does what it says it does, and so use it. But they won't go as far as saying use it as a standalone. So it's approved as an adjunct to mammography,
okay.
Which I'm not I don't dig so much, but
we're working towards changing that,
right?
All the doctors tell you
is mammography.
Every year, go get your mammograms.
Right.
Go get your mammograms. Go get, and if it's not squished and radiated, then it doesn't do anything.
Absolutely,
you know?
That's
and
true.
It's crazy. It's
right.
miseducation, right?
It really is. And it does come down to education and understanding how thermography works. And understanding that it's just another choice.
Yeah.
Which so many people feel like they don't have. So with thermography, the way it works is women will come in, you are behind a screen, you remove your shirt and bra, you have your hands behind your head, so we're looking at more than what's compressed anyway. So we're looking at the lymphatic system around the arms, so under the arms, around the breast, down the chest wall, and then the breast tissue itself. So we're looking at vascularity. So if you think of mammography as a screening of structure, they're looking for lumps and bumps. We are not. We're not a screening of structure. We are a simple screening of physiology. So we're looking for the blood supply that makes things grow.
Right,
so
like cancer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're looking at blood supply. We're looking at the lymphatic system. We're looking at inflammation. And people don't realize if you have inflammation throughout the body, guess where else it is? It's in the breast.
Sure it is.
It's there. And so there's issues that come along with having excess inflammation in the breast. Mm-hmm. And then we can actually see hormone imbalance.
Oh, cool.
So if someone comes in and they're estrogen dominant, we can see that. And it shows up clearly, and it has to be reversed. It just does. I don't do that. That's where you all come in.
Right.
Because estrogen dominance has to be reversed because it can definitely lead, as we know, so many studies have been shown, estrogen dominance can lead to breast cancer or ovarian cancer.
Absolutely. That's very cool. So that was one thing as I was kind of researching for us today. I didn't realize how many other things you can use thermography for. It's very cool. So a hormone imbalance was one of them. Mm-hmm. I know we do a lot of work with people who have autoimmune issues, and that's something you see very regularly.
We do. So with autoimmune, thermography is able to see it's at the C3, C4 at the base of the neck. It will always show up positive in a round circular hypothermic pattern. So when that is shown, it is positive for an autoimmune. It's what it always means. But where our limitations come in is we can't tell you what type.
Yeah.
So that's where you come in, because you have to know what type in order to get to the base of the disease or sickness or illness or whatever. You have to test, and you have to know what it is. And that's where a lot of people, I can say, come and see you all.
Awesome.
So we have a question.
Sure.
Any advice with thermography for people who've already had breast cancer, women who've already had breast cancer?
Good question.
That is a great question. So I do have a lot of patients that come in that have had breast cancer, whether they've had mastectomy, or radiation treatments. And a lot of them, their doctors actually say, do not get extra radiation.
Right.
So this is a great option for that. And for people who have had mastectomies, of course, because there's no touch, it's completely painless. But we're also looking at so much more than tissue anyway. So we're able to look at the lymphatic around the breast, which is super important.
Yes.
So I do see people that have had breast cancers in various stages. So if they have it and they're watching for progression or regression of a disease, it's perfect.
Awesome.
Because you're not adding more of that junk,
I
right?
see and hear from patients is like, yeah, but my mom had breast cancer.
Right.
So my doctor has told me, and I'm 22
when
years
you're
old,
starting in your
or whatever
30s,
it is,
yeah,
that I need to have a mammogram every year to make sure, because you don't want to get it. But aren't you kind of causing some cancers as you develop and do those over and over and over? You don't all of a sudden it's full blown.
That's right.
And it's crazy, right? So,
there's a lot of studies that say that, and so the more radiation exposure you have, the more at risk for developing cancer.
Is it true, so I hear the stat that one mammogram is about 10,000 regular x-rays to the chest area. Is that factual?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact, but that sounds like what I've read as well.
So that's insane.
That's
People
a lot
get
of
really
radiation.
concerned coming in here just doing an x-ray of their spine. That's digital, that's very low radiation. But you'll go pump 10,000 x-rays in your breast tissue and think nothing of it because that's preventative. I just don't get that.
And they're told that not only is it safe, but they're also told that the radiation radiation exposure is no different than walking out and being in the sun.
Right.
And I'm sorry, it is very different.
It's very different.
It's not the same.
But these are the things, unfortunately, that your techs or your professionals have been taught to say when someone brings up a concern. It's like, so we go, I was going to say, so anytime we fly or travel, we always do the opt-out. We never go through any of the they call it microwave or whatever. Right, because they let you walk through that. But the people are trained, and these are people that I know have no medical background and have no understanding of it, and the guy will say, we want to opt out. Why? Well, we don't use any, radiation or anything like that.
They're upset about
and he says, you have a cell phone that's worse than this. This isn't even radiation. Really? Then how do you see my entire skeleton on there if there's no that penetration?
It's radiation.
But they have been taught in their little class exactly what to say. And again, you don't take everyone's word for it. You have to do your own research. You have to do what feels right to you. And to me, 10,000 X-rays smushing my breast tissue just doesn't feel right in my soul. So I'm not going to do that.
Exactly.
What about, I think you mentioned it just briefly, but I don't think a lot of people realize that you do have a lump or something, and then you go and get it in a mammogram, and it gets squished and it gets, compressed on. That can lead to spread of that, right?
If it ruptures and there's cancer cells, yes,
Which
absolutely.
can happen.
It absolutely can happen, yes.
So you also don't have that risk with thermography either.
That is correct. So for women who come in and they have a concern, or their thermogram comes back positive, that there is an area of concern, there are some things you can do extra, and at patient choice, we're able to do, with a physician's order, you're able to get a breast ultrasound without a mammogram. You just need the physician order. So most doctors are happy to write the order. You just go to them and say, look, I've got this lump, I want to get it looked at. Let's do the ultrasound first. And
so the ultrasound is the safer follow-up to a mammogram?
Yes. In my opinion, yes, because there's no radiation and there's no compression. It's totally non-invasive. So ultrasound is a very safe alternative. Yes.
Agreed. And you think as effective? Like you're going to see, I think you mentioned to me earlier, you are looking for structure at that point.
Yes. Ultrasound will see structure. So what they're looking at is irregular borders. They're looking at, is it solid? Is it fluid filled? Does it look fibrocystic in nature? And we have great radiologists that read for us. Awesome. So yes, absolutely.
So I think that's an important point too, is you have radiologists who read these things. You have very, good credentials, and people know what they're doing.
You're not just comparing with Google pictures?
Right, no.
Okay.
No, we're not doing that.
That's good.
Awesome.
And for the thermography, the doctors that read are board certified medical doctors that are reading this. They have thousands of hours of looking at the thermograms, because another thing that surprises people, because they will go online and they'll go to Google and they'll see these bright colors and they'll see red and they'll see white and they're like, oh my gosh, there's breast cancer right here. But really, the color is not important. It really isn't. It is the overall pattern. So it's like your thumbprint. It's exclusive to you and it is never going to change.
Right.
It's the same way with your breast print. So once you have established a breast print that is yours, and we're like, yep, this is what you look like, and the doctors say this is okay with you, for you, to come every year, this is your stable baseline.
That's cool.
So at that point, as you come back annually to get a thermogram, if there's ever any change, we can go right and pinpoint exactly where to go look. It doesn't mean cancer, but it just says there's an area of concern. Why has it changed?
Yeah. And so often when you see those areas change, it's more likely to be inflammation or hormone than it is cancer, right?
Absolutely. They're usually, the majority of the time, it is a very benign reason. Even fibrocystic disease. Yeah. It's a very benign thing that you all can treat. It's going to show up if it's active.
Right. Awesome. So how often do you recommend somebody gets their thermogram done?
Annually.
Okay.
Absolutely annually.
Just like a mammogram, but just swap it to do thermography instead of a mammogram.
Yes.
When do they start? Like, what's the starting point? Like, and so talk about like catching it, early detection.
Right.
Maybe like some tips and steps of how do you not have to just go to your mammogram?
Right.
Like, what are steps, which obviously like palpation and feeling, but then when do you start and how often?
Okay. Definitely breast self-exams. I really cannot stress that enough, how important breast self-exams are, to do them monthly, very important. But as far as starting, so there's no radiation or exposure, so it doesn't matter really what age you're in, because your thumbprint isn't going to change, and your breast print won't either. So some things that do change that is being pregnant or breastfeeding, that can change. So typically you can't get screened while you're pregnant or 3 months post-lactation. So you have to wait. But as far as age, there's no minimum age. And I have clients that are in their 20s because of family history. And they're looking for any signs of vascular changes early on. all the way up into their late 80s.
Awesome.
Yes.
Very cool. And then something you mentioned to me earlier, which I thought was very cool, you can also do this for, we don't like kind of traditional dentistry and those types of things. You can do this to look for some of that type of stuff. Inflammation,
yes.
damage from root canals, all of that stuff.
Yes, so we can see, if we do the head and neck imaging, we can look for dental infection and pathologies around the mouth. And it's really neat because there's a lot of studies that have shown like a dental infection that is draining.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't realize that can
massive damage to your body.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I love that because there's not very many people locally that do any kind of holistic or biological dentistry. So that's a great way just to see, do you need to make the trip, right?
Absolutely.
Like if there's something going on, absolutely drive and go find the person to do it right.
Right.
So that's really cool. I didn't know that. Listen, Jace there.
Well, yeah, I think this is going to be a good time. We'll take a question in a second, but to like really maybe talk about root canals, and then we're going to move into maybe talking about cancer. Because people just don't understand what cancer is. It's such a scare tactic. It's a scary word, and you don't really know what it is. And I understand it. Like, it's big pharma, and you've had it, and you've seen so many people die from it and whatnot. But really just understanding the mechanism and like the causes and how to fix things before they happen. I think we should really talk about that. So
absolutely. I think in October we talk about cancer, breast cancer, and flu shots.
Yeah, because you're going to see it's going to happen now. And you talk about what's the #1 cause of inflammation in cancer? Sugar. Sugar causes inflammation, right?
And it's sugar season.
And so all of a sudden now M&M's has pink M&M's.
Right.
All of a sudden Kentucky Fried Chicken is supporting everything, so they got pink buckets of fried chicken. Come on, man, this is just
promoting
crazy.
A cure for cancer. I mean,
Promoting
it's insanity. It's literally insanity that happens.
Question.
So someone's asking, they suffer from fibrocystic breast tissue, and the mom and grandmother both had breast cancer. Any recommendations?
Come in and get a thermogram. Absolutely. Yes, because if you come in and you get a baseline, we're able to establish what is your normal. And then if there's change after that, if there's ever change, again, it does not mean cancer when there's a thermogram, a change in the thermogram, but it means something is going on. And it's most likely something that is benign and that you can fix with diet, nutrition, and things like that. So absolutely, if you have a family history, get in and let's get a baseline going.
And I would add to that, you need to get your hormones tested. I mean, there's a hormonal component to that too. So absolutely having the screening, being able to monitor it, and then fixing whatever that cause is in your body, which is different for every woman for sure.
You're right about that. Absolutely.
Yep.
So tell them, I know October's coming up, you guys have some specials and stuff going, so tell them how they find you, if they're interested in thermography, how do they go about that process, and that you're going to offer our viewers a discount through the month of October.
So for the month of October, for your viewers, Patient Choice is offering a $20 discount. So the breast screening is always $170. It's been $170 for 9 years. I have not changed my prices. So it's $170, but we're going to take $20 off that, and they can call your office and get signed up to do that anytime in the month of October.
Yeah, so I'm going to leave a link on the bottom. If you're an in-office patient, we'll have a sign-up sheet the entire month. You just put your name, email, phone number, and Becky will contact you. I'll also put our email in the comments, and you can email just saying I'm interested to get in for the discount to get my thermogram in October.
And just because I don't think we said where you're located, where are you located?
Yes, we are super close to this office. We are located at 152 West Tiverton Way.
Yep.
Just down by Lowe's.
By Lowe's and by the Barkery, or what you guys Barkery right there?
The Barkery.
The Barkery.
It's where the what the fondue place used to be.
Right?
Yeah, the melting pot.
Melting pot.
Yeah, melting pot.
That was a cool place.
What about, do they need a doctor referral to go to you?
Great question. For thermography, no.
Okay.
You do not need a physician referral. You just need to have breasts that you want to have screened.
Yeah. I think you have that. You just need boobs.
Yes.
Just go on in.
50% of you qualify. So
that's
right.
Very, very cool. And of the other things we talked about, it's not just about boobs. So we look for, she used my favorite word, they look for inflammation in your body. If you have unresolved issues and you know you have inflammation, absolutely the testing we provide. But I think this is such a good piece to add to that, and she can do full half body. So they look at neck, thyroid inflammation, so they look at vascular type stuff, lymph nodes, any of those types of things. This is just a really cool tool that you can get more information and be able to track and monitor to know that you're doing the right things for your health.
Yep. And we're very thankful. I had the opportunity to meet Miss Kim Davis. She was she's the owner over there, and I said, "You're doing this ultrasound place, but what about thermography? Why don't you bring thermography?" She's like, "Well, I don't know. I never thought of that." And then And then it happened within like a week. She had got
Yes,
Becky, and it's there.
yes.
And it's a great resource for people.
Absolutely.
We just want to make sure that we give you those things. That's why we have farms come out and bring grass-fed meats. That's why we know where to get the right kind of eggs and know where to shop and recipes. That's why we know how to work out and show you how to do things. We know where to go and get different types of specialists and testing. Like, we're just giving you guys access to all that stuff. And if you have questions, if we need to get a hold of Becky, we can get a hold of her. I tried to tag her in this thing, so she was on it, and I don't know how to do anything.
I'll go through and I'll clean up the post.
Yeah. So
any other questions? Any comments?
That's it. The people are loving the information.
Awesome.
They've been looking for thermography.
Great.
We've got people all the way in California watching, going, "This is awesome."
Oh,
So
fantastic.
that's really cool. Yeah.
That's
Giving
great.
Information and lots
Very good.
awesome.
Yes, if there's anyone that is in other states and you're looking for thermography and you can't find it, let me know. I will find it for you.
Perfect.
That's
It's
awesome.
out there.
That's
Thank
really
you.
helpful.
Yes.
So this is just another resource for you to live some happy hump days for a very long time. So I hope you enjoyed this. Next week, I think we're going to come with flu shots. The signs are everywhere. People are going crazy. I just had someone tag me in Dion tag me in a post on with a T-shirt that says.
No.
She tagged me in a T-shirt that says, "Nope, don't want my flu shot." I was like, I'm getting that for everybody, and we're just going to wear it around and really ruffle some feathers. But
love it.
so tune in next week for some flu shot discussion. Have a great week.
Bye.